podcasting's choice. From coast to coast, continent to continent, right here 24/7.
PNR.
This podcast is a proud member of the Lamb Podcasting Network. Find the network at largeassmovieblogs.com.
Spanning the entire Marvel Cinematic Universe, this is Subject Cinema's Avengers Endgame MCU Countdown.
Never fear, Star-Lord is here.
Oh, for goodness sake.
Welcome to Subject Cinema's Avengers Endgame MCU Countdown. I'm TC Kirkham.
I'm Kim Brown.
We're up to day, 11, 12, 13, 14. Day 14 out of 21 movies. April 20th, day and date of the first airing of this, 2019. Mm-hmm. I'm TC Kirkham. Did we say that already?
You did.
Okay.
Yeah.
Couldn't remember. Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2.
Yep.
Oh joy. Everyone just run happy and screaming into the crowd. Star-Lord is back.
You know, I think we all get it by now. You don't like the character of Peter Quill.
No.
No?
Not by a long shot. This is another offshoot into the Marvel comedy area. They do a lot of comedy in these as well as action. Mm-hmm. And we introduce a few other characters. My favorite new character, possibly of the universe in a while, except for maybe Black Panther, is Pom Clementieff's character, Mantis. Mantis hooks up here in a friend goofy way with Drax, played by Dave Bautista. Mm-hmm. And the results are some of the funniest scenes in any Marvel film ever. They are just really good together.
They are, considering the fact that it's not a romantic hookup.
No, it's a friendship hookup.
Yeah.
And she's just like trying to help everybody figure out what's going on with her little...
And he actually refers to her at one point as hideous. I'm like, okay.
Well, yeah.
First of all, rude.
Well,
second of all...
You notice he doesn't really care about that.
Well...
It's Drax.
Yeah.
So, we have these guys gallivanting around in the universe.
Yeah.
And
the
getting
first
involved
part,
where they shouldn't get involved.
Yeah. The first, little beginning of the film is them taking on a job to try and stop this monster from stealing from this one planet. The people of the planet are known as the Sovereign, and
that might be a clue as to a future appearance.
Mm-hmm. especially one of the things at the end of the film.
Yep.
These people are they're
uptight.
That'd be one way to put it. I can't swear.
Homicidal?
Well, they don't get homicidal to begin with.
No, they don't. Not at the beginning.
No, but because somebody can't keep their sticky little paws off things that they shouldn't, put their sticky little paws on. Looking at you, Rocket.
Bad baby Groot. Don't do that.
No, it's not. Don't you diss on Groot. Don't you be nasty to my little sweet baby Groot because he's just adorable and I just want to give him a big squishy hug. And he's just so cute. I mean, he's.
She has a stuffy of baby Groot.
I do. I saw it and I went, that's mine. That's just mine, and anybody who tries to take it from me will have a problem because it's just so cute. He is adorable. He is ridiculously adorable. Yeah. I mean, he is a weapon of mass cute destruction. He is just so cute. And I love the relationship between him and Rocket. Now that, Rocket is kind of, his parent, for lack of a better term. He's like the person that tries to they all try to teach him how to do things, but he's the one that, you do things this way, you have to do it this way, and he's actually is...
Yes. Trusting baby Groot with a nuclear device is not a great idea.
Well, but he's actually kind of patient with Groot. I mean, as patient as Rocket gets. So that's something.
Right.
The main story, of course, is the fact that Peter winds up finding his father during this film. His father, as it turns out, is a god, small g. A being that calls himself Ego, which should have been a big old red flag right there. And, he's all happy that he's found his son. Peter's happy he's found his father. Everything's hunky-dory, sunshine and roses and duckies and bunnies. And if you believe that, I've got a swampland in Arizona I'll let you have real cheap.
with great cast here, which we'll go through on the review too. But Peter, Chris Pratt, Zoe Saldana, Dave Bautista, Vin Diesel, Bradley Cooper, Michael Rooker, Karen Gillan, Palm Clementieff, Elizabeth Debicki, Chris Sullivan, Sean Gunn, who does a role in the Ravagers as well as the motion capture work for Rocket, and an appearance by Sylvester Stallone, and also Kurt Russell as Ego, plus lots of other little cameos, and some interesting Endgame stuff too. Well, not Endgame, but end title track stuff. And what do they call those? Teasers. The credits teasers.
Yeah.
Help me out here when I get lost.
Sorry. I didn't know where you were going.
Let's flash back to Subject Cinema number 565, May 7th, 2017. And the next movie in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2.
The fate of the universe lies on your shoulders. Now, whatever you do, don't push this button. Because that will set off the bomb immediately, and we'll all be dead. Now, repeat back what I just said.
I am Groot.
No! No, that's the button that will kill everyone! Try again.
I am Groot.
Mm-hmm.
I am Groot.
Uh-huh.
I am Groot.
No! Showtime, a-holes.
I am Groot. 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 And I am Groot. I am Groot.
Jesus, Mary, and St. Joseph. Grant me strength. Anyway, for those of you who figured out what that was about, that was TC's attempt to be funny. Yay! Good for you! I'm sorry. That was actually quite good.
I am Groot.
Oi! You leave my mother out of this! Thus begins our look at the blockbuster that just came out this past Friday, James Gunn's continuation into the Marvel Cinematic Universe on a galactic scale with Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2. Give us the rundown, Kim. I'd be glad to.
I am Groot. I am Groot.
I'm going to throw something at your head in a minute. And your head is not made of wood, despite of what a lot of people think. And so it's going to hurt you, so knock it off.
Well, I could spend the entire opening bitching about how much I really loathed the first film.
You could. Actually, I figured that's what you were going to do.
Who says I didn't?
That's fair, actually. That's fair. And again, Jesus...
Give us the rundown.
And again, Jesus, Mary, and St. Joseph...
stop it.
Give me strength. The beginning of the film actually takes place quite a long time ago, and not in a galaxy far, far away. It takes place right here. In 1980, we see a young, beautiful woman who is in love with a young, handsome man. Yay for CGI. The young woman is an Earth woman named Meredith Quill, who has fallen in love with a spaceman. And this isn't the usual movie adaptation of an alien, green skinned or spitting acid or whatever. He's a good-looking guy that he says has, met this beautiful Earth woman and has fallen in love with her and has planted some sort of object on Earth that looks like a flower. We now fast forward to 2014, and we see the Guardians of the Galaxy, which is made up of Peter Quill, a.k.a. Star-Lord. He's very
2014?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't see that. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah. In 2014, Peter Quill, a.k.a. Star-Lord, he's very particular about that. Gamora, Drax the Destroyer, Rocket, and Baby Groot, also known as the Guardians of the Galaxy, who have been hired by a high priestess of a race called the Sovereign. The reason they've been hired is because the Sovereign are having a problem with some kind of an interdimensional octopus kind of looking ugly mofo monster that's trying to steal some batteries that run their planet. They have been promised that if they destroy the monster, they will be rewarded, and their reward will be the capture and turning over of Gamora's adopted, estranged, and bat guano insane sister Nebula, who the Sovereign had captured. If the Guardians do the work that the Sovereigns want, they'll give them Nebula. So there is the big climactic, battle at the beginning of the film over the credits, which was actually quite great. And things promptly go sideways from there, thanks to the fact that Rocket can't keep his greedy little paws off the nice shiny batteries, and the fact that the Sovereigns are basically a bunch of gold-plated a-holes. Wackiness ensues when Rocket steals some of the batteries, and the Sovereign, as I mentioned, the gold-plated a-holes, go off in pursuit, and the Guardian ship winds up crashing on a planet where they're met by this figure, a man who calls himself Ego, who has with him a young woman named Mantis. Ego says he has been looking for them. Specifically, he has been looking for Peter because he is Peter's father.
Dun, dun, dun.
Did we really need that there?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Peter's a little suspicious of this at first because who wouldn't be? But he winds up going back to Ego's home planet and finds out that Ego is a god, small g, a being of intense power that is capable of creating matter with his mind, and has created this planet that they're actually standing on. And he tells Peter that because he is Peter's father, Peter has these same powers. He just needs to tap into them. And, everything will be wonderful and terrific. And anybody who believes that, I have a bridge in Brooklyn that I'll let you have for real cheap. Now, while all of this is going on, Rocket and Groot and the still captured Nebula have been left back on the other planet trying to repair the ship. Unfortunately, they are not alone on the planet because Peter's former adopted father / kidnapper,
mentor,
mentor, adopted father, kidnapper, Yondu Udonta has been hired along with the rest of his band of Ravagers. They have been hired by the Sovereign to bring back or kill, whichever comes first, the Guardians of the Galaxy. It turns out that Yondu and his group of Ravagers have actually been exiled from the other Ravagers because they found out about the fact that Yondu had kidnapped Peter all those years ago when he was a child. Because the Ravagers might be thieves and scoundrels, but hey, we're not child kidnappers. So Yondu and his group are on the outs. Mm-hmm. And thus begins a story full of excitement and humor and great special effects and redemption and family. Mm-hmm. Why don't you give us the cast list? Because I can't talk anymore. Sorry, my throat's really dry. I'm still sick.
With Chris Pratt as Peter Quill, a.k.a. Star-Lord, Zoe Saldana as Gamora, Dave Bautista as Drax the Destroyer, Vin Diesel as Baby Groot, Bradley Cooper as the voice. Well, Vin Diesel is the voice of Baby Groot. Bradley Cooper is the voice of Rocket Raccoon. Michael Rooker as Yondu. Karen Gillan as Nebula. Pom Klementieff, I hope I have that name right, as Mantis. Elizabeth Debicki as Aisha, the leader of the Sovereign. Chris Sullivan as Taserface, one of the more ridiculous Ravagers. Sean Gunn as Kraglin, Yondu's second in command. And a cameo by Sylvester Stallone as Stakar Orgard, as well as Kurt Russell as Ego. And a number of cameos from other people, including from the first movie, Laura Haddock as Meredith Quill, Greg Henry as her father, Seth Green as the voice of Howard the Duck. Yes, he's back for 3 seconds. And canine actor Fred as Cosmo, plus later on in the film, cameos by Michael Rosenberg, Vin Rames, and Michelle Yeoh, plus voice cameos by Miley Cyrus.
Yes.
What did you think?
Oh my frog, this movie was so much fun. Directed by James Gunn, written by James Gunn. I thought this was terrific. Once again, make mine Marvel. It was a really great film, lots of fun, exciting. The end of it was really moving and incredibly beautiful. I thought that the storyline was compelling, held my attention for the entire run of the film. And I want to bring up something about this film that really struck my heart and really resonated with me. As y'all know who've listened to the show and listened to my solo show, Platinum Rose's Garden, PlatinumRosesGarden.com, I am a fan of a show called Supernatural. And there's a line from Supernatural that has been brought up and quoted, and lots of fans have even had it tattooed on their bodies, that it instantly flew into my mind while we were watching this film. And the line is, "Family don't end with blood." And I can't think of anything that sums up this film more succinctly than that line. This film is about the fact that family, on one hand, family can be the people you're genetically tied to, but more importantly, family are the people who love you. Family are the people who will always be there to take you in, to take you back, to take you home, no matter how badly you've effed up. And family loves you. And just because someone has a genetic tie to you does not make you a family. And the fact that someone is the person that donated part of their DNA to make you, donated half of their DNA to make you, that might make them technically your father. It does not make them your dad. Mm-hmm. And speaking as someone with a boatload of daddy issues, that really struck and resonated with me. And I really feel like Chris Pratt brought that to the forefront and to the surface and did such an amazing job with it. You have made it very, very obvious since we saw the first film. You do not like the character of Peter Quill.
I can't stand the character of Peter Quill.
Yay, honesty! Anyway, I, for the most part, I didn't have the problem with Peter that you did. I was like, okay, he can be kind of a twit, but you can tell...
Kind of a twit? That's being kind.
Well, you can be kind of a twit, and I love you, you know.
Not that bad.
No, not that bad. I can be kind
Don't
of a
insult me like that.
I can be kind of a psychotic, but you love me. So anyway, but my point is that you can tell, and I could tell in the first film, underneath all of that brash, cocky, I always know what I'm doing, I always have a plan kind of stuff, you can tell there's a person under there. There's a person that has dealt with a lot of loss and a lot of baggage and a lot of hurt, and they've had to bottle that up and bundle it up and shellac it over with this whole attitude of I'm okay when it's very clear you're not okay. And in this film, we see through that. And I really, really think that Chris Pratt brought a lot more development to the character than he was allowed to in the first film. And I thought that I especially love... They had great chemistry in the first film, but the chemistry between Peter and Gamora in this film is completely off the chart. I love the chemistry between Chris and Zoe Saldana, who I can watch do anything because she's just amazing and awesome and kick-ass and beautiful and strong and smart and everything I wish I could be. I loved it. I loved everybody in this film. Nobody felt out of place. Nobody felt weird. And it was kind of a battle between Dave Bautista and Sean Gunn as who stole the movie worse. Because every time they had a scene, they was like, I couldn't tell who stole it worse. I mean, they both were really good at stealing scenes. I thought it was great. A lot of fun. Really enjoyed it. What about you?
Well, it was better than the first one.
That's it. Good night, folks.
I don't know what you mean about Sean Gunn stealing scenes. He really didn't have that many.
Yeah, but what he had, he really worked really well with and was really terrific.
Well, yeah, I suppose. Number one, I love Kurt Russell. I think he's awesome in everything. And he comes across great here as Ego, who is the savior of the Guardians after the Sovereign stuff going on, or at least 3 of them. He is always a fun character to watch because he can play good guys, he can play bad guys, he can do good, evil, in between. He's good at all of it. He made his name in Disney films when he was a teenager and then graduated to Cops and Snake Plissken and a number of other things.
Mm-hmm. Then went back to Disney for Sky High.
And, well, more than that, Miracle and a few other things, too. He's always great. Michael Rooker is another one that I've always loved. He's a great character actor. Mm-hmm. Known now, thankfully, really getting attention because he's a member of the Walking Dead alumni.
Well,
as I said,
alumni.
And
it
of course,
didn't end too well for Merle, but
he's playing Yondu here again in the second film. The basic team is still the same team, and they're really good. They have great chemistry together. Karen Gillan, you would never know this is the same woman that was on Doctor Who under all this makeup. But the real revelation of this film is Mantis. Mantis played by Pom Klementieff. I don't know if I can pronounce that right. I'm not that familiar with the character of Mantis, but I really, really like what they've done with her in this film. There's a lot to go from here.
She's actually quite different than she is in the comics.
Yeah, I looked it up afterward, and I like what they've done here. I like the connection they've given her to Drax, Dave Bautista, who is the best part of this film, and just always has been. He was the best part of number 1 too. I love Dave as a wrestler, but as an actor, he's really done a terrific job and kind of become the stable character actor to Dwayne Johnson's leading man action guy, and that's really done well. I actually did start to like just a crack into the skin of Peter Quill here. We see a lot more of him, and as you said, this brings out a little bit more into the character, and that expansion of the character makes him a lot more tolerable than he was in the first film. The relationship with Gamora is also good. Rocket's still annoying as hell, and I like him. He's funny as hell, but he's annoying as hell too.
Yeah.
And when you have a character that all they can say is
I am Groot,
it gets really kind of tedious after a while. But it's saved by the on-screen CGI antics that he's coming up with.
And he's just so damn cute.
But that having been said, the movie is about a half hour too long. It runs 2 hours and 25 minutes. It could have easily done it in under 2 hours. And there are 8, 10, 12 moments I was just going, are you freaking kidding me?
Because it was too long or because of the plot?
Because of the plot twists that were, they're not, they are. Oh, man.
But you have to admit that one plot twist, it was like, oh, no, we're not, oh, crap, we went there.
I don't know which one you're talking about, but we can discuss that afterward.
Okay.
There were some good plot twists. There were some bad plot twists. I saw what the big plot was coming at least a half hour before it happened, and this one, it was more enjoyable. I had more fun, and I actually wouldn't mind seeing this a second time because there's a lot of little things going on.
Yeah.
Watch for Stan Lee's cameo because truly, it connects to every other film in the MCU, and we didn't realize it until now. There's all kinds of stuff going on. It is a better movie than the first film. It's still a long way from perfect. It's too long. There's some set pieces in here and some tropes that I would just like, really? But it's enjoyable fluff. I wish we hadn't paid so much money for it. We saw it in 3D and X+. But, that's me, and you clearly loved it again.
I did.
What's your score?
I give Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2 a very enthusiastic A-.
Yeah, it's good. I give it a B-, which is higher than what I gave the other one, which I think I gave a D. I don't remember. It might have been a C-.
I think you gave it a C.
This is a little bit better. They're on the right track. It's overloaded with end stuff. There's 5 end credit scenes. Then they really didn't need that many. They're funny, but they didn't need that many. And there's a bunch of other stuff going on in the trailer, in the credits too.
Yeah.
And all in all, if you're a Guardians fan, if you're a Marvel Cinematic Universe fan, you're going to love the film, or at least like it enough to see it. And like I said, I begrudgingly started to like a little bit more of this character. And I can't actually say I don't like the actor, because I enjoyed Jurassic World fine with Chris Pratt. There was nothing wrong with it.
Yeah, neither of us are Parks and Recreations fans,
no,
so we didn't see him on that.
But I can actually recommend this one marginally. Okay, actually, I admit I like this better than I like the first one.
Yeah.
Mainly because I like Baby Groot.
I thought it was awesome. I bawled my eyes out at the end.
You were bawling your eyes out at every movie we saw that year.
Yeah, pretty much.
Pretty much.
I can't help it. I have feelings. I'm sensitive. Dang it. But I'm sorry. The whole end of the film just it broke me. It just broke me. It was so moving.
And I was sitting there looking at her, going like, "Really?"
Yeah, he was. And I turned on him. I was like, shut up!
Is what she always does.
And what?
Well, I'm there for you to turn on.
Well,
I'm the one that, just like when we first came out of Sita Sings the Blues, who got the first earful from you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know.
Okay.
Well.
Anyway.
Actually, you were really quiet after Sita Sings the Blues, because I know you were sitting there going, if I say anything, she's going to rip my left testicle off.
Family show.
Seek out Sita Sings the Blues. It's a great movie.
Yes, it is. It's free online.
There's just so much about this film, though. I mean, it deals with some really deep subjects, if you look at it. I mean, there's all kinds of crazy fun stuff going on, and there's stuff exploding, and there's Rocket and Groot, and it's all awesome. But there's also the fact that you find out a lot about the characters, especially about the character of Peter. And I'm sorry, this film, and you're gonna probably throw a pen at my head. I don't care. I wound up liking Peter even more as a character because of this film. Because I feel like he grew a lot by the end of the film as a person.
Maybe, but he didn't show it.
Well, he's a guy. And
so what? You see it when Rocket grows.
Well, yeah, but
you see Baby Groot grow because he just really grows.
Yeah, I know. He's a teenager by the end of the movie, which I'm like, okay.
And you know why I like him?
Why?
Because he doesn't listen to anything Star-Lord has to say.
No, he's a teenager.
Right.
Because we all want to have that door slamming, nobody understands me phase going
tree?
On with a talking tree that can only say, I am Groot.
I am Groot.
Yeah. But I'm sorry, I really felt like Peter grew as a character.
I suppose.
No, you don't have to agree with me.
No, there's some growth there. A little bit less of the obnoxious.
I still say the obnoxious stuff and all that's a cover.
It is a cover, but it's still obnoxious. I wouldn't last in the same room with this guy for 5 seconds.
Probably not.
I would be like, I'm leaving. Sorry, bye. Ugh.
Yeah, you probably would. No, actually, no, you wouldn't. Not if Gamora was still in the room, because you'd stay there and just stare at her.
No, I'd be like, what does she have? Where? I have no prayer
What is she seeing?
if she has taste in men like that. She goes home every night to Star-Lord? Oh, Lord. Okay.
Well, love is blind, as they say.
And so is she, apparently. Anyway.
Oh, my frog! That was so rude. But seriously, no, just being serious for a minute. I mean, there's so many messages in this film. Not like beat you over the head messages. But there's so many things about the whole idea of what family is. And the simple fact that family can be the people that you're genetically tied to. Mm-hmm. And that's great. You know, if they treat you well and you treat them well and there's respect and all that. But let's be really honest. Family at the end of it are the people who love you and take you back in no matter how much or how badly you screw up.
Yeah.
And whether or not those people are genetically tied to you, that really doesn't make a difference.
No, it doesn't.
And, you know, this film shows like I know some people are going to be like, oh my gosh, I don't believe she went there. But it shows that the most powerful force in the whole universe is love. And I don't just mean love like the love between Peter and Gamora, because they do love each other. And as soon as those crazy kids finally admit it, they did. I completely shipped them. But, like talking about the love between a parent and child, even if you're not like biologically parent and child, you know, the fact that you feel like this person is my responsibility, even if they're a full-grown man now, they're still my responsibility. I still care about them. I'm still willing to give up everything for them.
Right.
And that is so beautiful.
Yeah.
And I realize that some people are probably like, you really are just some hippy-dippy weirdo, Kim, but, you know, fine. I'm sorry. I like to believe in love and beauty and, you know, and honor and trust and things like that.
Yeah.
Sue me. And I think that I think this is a great movie. And I do like one of the teaser trailers at the end, if that is actually going to go someplace, which it obviously is. Otherwise, they wouldn't have mentioned that name.
Right. Anyway, so this is the latest. We are now just 6 more films away from the next movie and the real big wondering what's going to happen. Are we all going to be happy? Is everybody going to survive?
Is everybody going to come back?
Yeah.
Is anybody going to come back? Is somebody going to punch Thanos in the junk? Please let this happen.
This was the first movie where Thanos starting to appear.
Right.
Also, Stan Lee's cameo is interesting in this one also.
Stan Lee's cameos were always interesting.
They were,
We miss you, Stan.
And, of course, it's going to ask the immortal question, what about Naomi? Anyway.
What?
Couldn't resist that look. Anyway, tomorrow, as we count even closer to the release of Avengers Endgame.
There are times I deeply worry about you.
You get your second brand new review. We have yet to see this film.
Yeah.
It's the first Marvel Universe film we missed in the theater because of just extenuating circumstances. It has rave reviews from all of our friends, and so we're finally going to get to watch it and review it. Tomorrow, Spider-Man Homecoming, Tom Holland's initial outing in his first full length as Spider-Man. Again, also guesting Tony Stark, Robert Downey Jr., and a few other people. And that will get us even closer.
Yes.
Just 6 days away, folks. Count, 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 count. 6 days away.
It took you that long to get to that joke. Wow.
Just keep counting. We'll all get there. For Subject Cinema's Avengers Endgame MCU Countdown, I'm TC Kirkham.
I'm Kim Brown.
And we're almost there, folks. Let's go web spleen.
Woohoo!
This podcast is a proud member of the Lamb Podcasting Network. Find the network at largeassmovieblogs.com.
Podcasting's choice. From coast to coast, continent to continent, right here 24/7.